almost like the Flashpoint, where it starts, one of the key matrix lines that will help shatter this status centralized system.
This is Flashpoint Radio. Thank you for joining me. I am your host, Jay-Z. It is Tuesday, April the 10th, 2012, and we have a presidential race. Barack Obama has chosen his opponent, and that opponent is Mitt Romney. You say, what? What are you talking about, Jay? Well, I am speaking in jest, of course, but Mr. Rick Slick Rick, Rick Rolled, Rick Rockin', Rick Santorum has decided to suspend his campaign. He announced it today after making the decision over the weekend. Funny, over the weekend, headline on Drudge Report said, what was it? Something, Rick, I'm staying, not going anywhere. I believe that was Saturday or Sunday's Drudge Report headline. So how things can change in this crazy country, in this wonderful world we live in that is controlled by the trickle-down media. Well, thank you for joining me again. Remember to follow me on Twitter at Flashpoint Radio, Facebook.com/Flashpoint Radio, and subscribe and click like below and reshare this with your friends. We are going to get right into the news of the day, and that would be Mr. Rick Santorum. Well, you always have to look at when a big news item like this comes out is what is it trying to hide? What is its true meaning? Why was it done at this time? Because almost nothing is done without a purpose these days in America, especially when it is released to the media. With our instant access to information, they really pick and choose when they are going to release information because it makes a difference, because it elicits a reaction. And these psychological operators that are running the show, that's what they've done. That's what they've studied and been passed down from their teachers and their teachers' teachers, is that you put a stimuli into the environment and you elicit a reaction. They've done the studies and see, well, if we do something, 60, 70% of the people will act in this way, which gives us a chance to plan accordingly. Well, headline from CBS Philadelphia, Republican presidential candidate Rick Santorum suspends campaign. He said he was worried about being a good father, or him and his wife being good parents to their children. His daughter was recently released from the hospital with a bout of pneumonia she's had since January, so that's good news that she's finding healing. But he stated it was family issues. He was not going to give up. Well, we've got another one from the New York Times going into just more of the same detail. It says that he basically came on in Iowa and gained the spotlight, and he never was really a challenger. He technically didn't have a mathematical chance of actually gaining the delegates needed, but the media decided to keep him there because Newt Gingrich was definitely not viable. Herman Cain, was Herman Cain a bad car salesman? And, you can't talk about that other guy. So, one other part before we get into that other guy, from the Washington Examiner, Santorum asks for help paying down campaign debt. Well, 2008, Hillary Clinton went to Barack Obama, or Barack Obama went to Hillary Clinton to pay down some of her campaign debt, which his campaign did, and he encouraged his supporters to do the same. It looks as if Rick Santorum is doing the same to Mitt Romney. He said in a campaign email, I am planning to do everything in my power to bring change about in the White House, but our campaign has debt and I cannot be free to focus on helping defeat him with this burden. The him obviously is Barack Obama, and I am planning to do everything in my power to change in the White House. It will obviously mean a Mitt Romney endorsement coming very soon, I would suppose. But they're supposing that he might hit Mitt Romney up for some cash. Well, why are political campaigns that have a lot of public money involved, why are political campaigns in such debt? It doesn't really make any sense. Hillary Clinton, Rick Santorum campaigns in total debt. They should have suspended their campaigns long ago if they couldn't, keep the funds. But you have to say, why release this story today? Why release it now? Well, one option is or one reasoning would be maybe the fact that the stock market had its worst day in the year. From CNN, U.S. stocks log worst day in 2012. The Dow skid over 200 points. After, I believe yesterday, it dropped over 100 or near 100 or more. So the stock market is going down, it seems like, after the Federal Reserve recently stated they wouldn't do another bout of quantitative easing. Well, they said they wouldn't do a bout of quantitative easing, knowing that would turn the markets down where the markets need to go for a natural correction. When the markets go down, they'll say, well, we need to do some quantitative easing. We told you we didn't want to, remember? Remember we said we didn't want to, but we have to. So this is just preparation for when it comes. They'll be able to say, hey, look, we did this. But that's one thing. Or could it be a more local issue? The reasoning behind Rick Santorum dropping out of the race today. Local as in St. Louis, as in Missouri, as in the largest state that elects its delegates through the Caucus system. So the largest grassroots chance for delegates for any Republican candidate this year. Well, if you watch my Flashpoint Radio from almost a month ago regarding the St. Charles Caucus, it was shut down after a rowdy back and forth between supporters. That was simply the normal goings-on of a caucus, passionate supporters participating in a large-scale meeting. That's what happens. People yell and people get loud. So you saw the video. Go back and check it out, or start page anything. St. Charles Caucus shut down. You'll find any number of articles. But the St. Charles County Caucus was shut down, and no rescheduled date was made. They made a date of April 10th, which is this evening at 7 p.m., and it is held at the St. Charles County Convention, or the St. Charles Convention Center off of 5th Street in St. Charles. Well, when the first caucus went on, the Mitt Romney supporters and the Ron Paul supporters decided to get together to go after the Rick Santorum supporters. Well, could it be that they're scared that Ron Paul supporters may threaten this caucus, and they decide to drop Rick Santorum out of the race? Because I guarantee tonight there will be some sort of statement from the Mitt Romney people or the Rick Santorum people stating that he is no longer in the race and that you should support Mitt Romney. I can almost guarantee that, and the footage probably will show that. But that might be a reason. They want to combine their strength against Ron Paul, because Ron Paul winning would be devastating. Why would it be devastating? It's just Missouri. Well, it's just St. Charles. Well, St. Charles is the third largest concentration of delegates in the state. Ron Paul already won Jackson County, which is the county that contains Kansas City, and won St. Louis City, which is the second largest amount of delegates. So Ron Paul has already taken 2 of the 3 largest counties in the state of Missouri. And St. Charles County would put him over the top and would give him, I believe it is 52 delegates. 52. 52 delegates. When they say he's only got something like 12, when he's in actuality got many more than that. They just will not report on the news. The funny thing about it is all 3 articles about the Rick Santorum dropout didn't even mention Ron Paul. They all said that, this comes to us from CBS News, Santorum's move to suspend his bid removes the last significant obstacle in Romney's now all but certain march to the Republican national nomination. There you go, Ron Paul supporters. And from St. Louis, this best little quote: many Ron Paul supporters who are focused more on sending a message rather than securing the nomination will likely stand to attend. Well, there you go, people. Do you just want to send a message, or would you like to see Ron Paul as the President of the United States? This is the time to fight. This is the time to get involved, because now they cannot ignore us, because there's no one else. There's no one else to take the burden or the spotlight. So get energized, get moving, check back. I'll have updates. I'm tweeting tonight. God bless. Jay-Z signing off, saying keep your eyes to the sky, because you never know where it's coming from.
Swinging pendulum. Freeway.